It doesn't blink. It doesn't warn. It doesn't even exist. Until it's too late. No roar of engines, no shimmer of wings, just a void overhead, like the sky forgot something. It was June 2025, a high-security Iranian facility, deep inside the mountains, protected, hidden, until, in a blink, it wasn't. There was no siren, no scramble, just impact, precise, surgical, absolute. And the ghost responsible? The B-2 Spirit? The plane that doesn't fly. It haunts. Built during the Cold War in total secrecy. Tested in the shadows. And designed to fly undetected across enemy airspace. The B-2 was never just another bomber. It was a shift in military power. A ghost that could cross the globe, hit a target with surgical precision, and disappear without a trace. But what is this aircraft that's nearly invisible to radar? How did it stay operational and unrivaled for over 3 decades? Why does a single B-2 cost more than a fleet of fighter jets? And how has this aircraft remained at the heart of America's most sensitive and strategic missions? This is the story of the most advanced stealth bomber ever built. A machine engineered to strike without warning and leave only questions behind. This is the B-2 Spirit. In the deadly chess game of the Cold War, America faced a brutal truth. Traditional bombers were exposed, slow, loud, and glowing bright on enemy radar. The Soviet Union's missile systems tightened their grip. The US needed a weapon unlike any before, one that could strike first and vanish without a trace. Enter the B-2 Spirit, the world's first stealth bomber. A flying wing of cutting-edge technology, forged in secret for over a decade, with a development price tag exceeding $23 billion. Each plane cost more than $2 billion, more than a nuclear submarine. This wasn't just a bomber, it was a strategic titan, capable of flying 6,000 nautical miles non-stop, carrying 40,000 pounds of nuclear and conventional bombs, and slipping through the deadliest air defenses, completely unseen. Originally, 132 were planned, but spiraling costs and shifting geopolitics cut production to just 21, making each one a rare, invaluable ghost. General Ronald Fogelman, former Air Force Chief of Staff, said, "The B-2 represents the future of air power, a game changer that redefines warfare." Senator John McCain warned, "An incredible technological achievement, but at a staggering cost." The B-2 was built for dominance, not diplomacy, a weapon designed to deliver a decapitating strike, obliterating enemy command and nuclear capabilities, before the world even knew it was there. Its stealth is not just technology, it's a creed to be invisible, untouchable, unstoppable. The B-2 Spirit doesn't just cross borders, it erases them. But how does this ghost slip past the most advanced defenses on Earth? What secrets keep it flying, silent, deadly, and unmatched, for over 30 years? And what missions have proven its lethal power on the modern battlefield? In the next chapter, we dive into the B-2 Spirit's battlefield legacy, from Kosovo to Iraq, Afghanistan, and its most recent covert strike on Iran's nuclear program. This is where stealth meets firepower, where legends are born and history is rewritten in the sky. But legends don't matter if they can't survive the battlefield. Let's see what happens when this ghost is unleashed. Battlefield Ghost, the B-2 in action. It was March 24, 1999. The world holds its breath. From Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri, the B-2 Spirit launches on its first combat mission. 31 hours non-stop, flying over hostile skies, invisible, untouchable, deadly. Targets locked, Serbian command centers, air defenses, communications. No warning, no detection, just destruction delivered with surgical precision. This was no ordinary bomber. It was a ghost rewriting the rules of war. Its arrival was never heard. But when the smoke cleared, key defenses were gone, as if erased. 30 sorties flown in Kosovo. 650,000 pounds of bombs dropped. One mission? A staggering 44 hours airborne. The longest combat sortie in USAF history. 2003. Invasion of Iraq. The B-2 tears through hardened bunkers, weapons caches, and underground fortresses. Enemies unaware until it's already too late. Command nodes went dark in seconds. Entire networks collapsed before a single Iraqi missile could fire. The mountains of Afghanistan, vast, rugged, and merciless. For years, they protected warlords like a fortress of stone. But then came something different. Something they couldn't see. Something they couldn't hear. The B-2 Spirit. It moved without warning, supported troops from above, without ever casting a shadow. Stealth and power fused into one ghostly weapon. Those who once hid behind the terrain found no shelter, because this wasn't just an airstrike. It was a message, written in silence and delivered with surgical vengeance. Then, June 2025. A strike no one saw coming. A top-secret Iranian nuclear facility hit with surgical precision. No jets overhead, no radar alarms. Just a message sent in silence. From the sky's deadliest ghost. No launch signature, no warning. Just impact. And global silence as Iran's most protected site burns. This is the B-2 Spirit, a weapon forged in shadow. Silent, strategic, devastating. Only 21 exist worldwide, each one worth billions. Every mission a razor's edge. One slip could mean disaster. Why it's feared. You don't see it. You don't hear it. And when you finally realize it was there, you're reading the damage report. The B-2 Spirit was engineered not just to survive, but to be undetectable. No tail fins, no heat bloom, no sharp angles. Its radar cross-section is smaller than a bird. It can fly through the heart of enemy airspace and never even show up. In 1999, Serbian radar operators scanned the skies in confusion. By the time they spotted what was missing, their defense was already destroyed. The B-2 flew from Missouri to Kosovo and back, over 31 hours in the air, and not a single one was hit. In 2003, B-2s led the first wave of Operation Iraqi Freedom. They hit hardened bunkers, early warning systems, and airfields, flying from U.S. soil, mid-air refueled, and landing in Diego Garcia. Dozens of high-value targets were neutralized within the first night, all while staying invisible to the very systems built to stop them. In Afghanistan, the terrain was unforgiving, but elevation didn't matter. The B-2 launched long-range strikes on Taliban strongholds, guiding precision weapons onto targets others couldn't even see. And in 2025, the world watched closely as a B-2 was deployed in a highly classified strike on a sensitive Iranian military facility. No jet was tracked entering Iranian airspace. But satellite imagery confirmed the outcome, a successful hit. No conventional aircraft was detected. But the B-2 had flown. This is why it's feared. Because it doesn't challenge air defenses. It makes them obsolete. It turns borders into illusions and delivers war from the shadows. No other bomber flies this far, this deep, and this silent. The B-2 doesn't break in. It's already inside. The shadows ahead. Tech, threats, and the B-2's legacy. 3 decades since its first flight. And still, no aircraft strikes fear like the B-2. But now, in the dark corners of global arsenals, imitators awaken. China's H-20, Russia's PAC-DA, hypersonic prototypes, swarming drones. They don't want to match the B-2. They want to replace it. The B-2 is no longer flying above a broken world. It's flying inside a race against radar breakthroughs, electronic warfare, and nations challenging American air superiority. But the Spirit isn't fading. It's evolving. New stealth coatings, quantum radar countermeasures, AI-assisted navigation, and its heir, the B-21 Raider. The skies are no longer quiet. They're contested. Satellites scan, drones swarm, missiles wait. But the B-2 flies through it all, untouched. Because true dominance doesn't declare itself, it arrives without warning. While others test new designs, the B-2 has proven its silence is power. While others build to impress, the B-2 exists to disappear. Its shape is iconic, its presence is chilling, and its legacy undeniable. Its reputation isn't built on what it shows, it's built on what it erases. Each mission the B-2 flies today is a message. To adversaries, precision doesn't need a spotlight. To the future, stealth still writes the rules. And to the skies, you're either watching it or being watched. Because if anyone wants to take its place, they'll have to outghost the original ghost. We've taken a historic look through war zones and beyond radar into the legacy of the B-2 Spirit, an aircraft born in secret, shaped by strategy, feared by those who understand what it means when the sky goes quiet. It was never built to be seen, never designed to be heard. It exists to haunt the battlefield and history itself. The B-2 doesn't just patrol the skies. It patrols the silence before impact. Because in modern warfare, the ultimate edge is not being faster or louder or even stronger. It's being unseen. And if you ever find yourself staring into a sky that feels empty, don't blink. Because the original ghost may still be there. History was wild. We've got the receipt, people. Oh yeah, the past must be crazy.